In an hour they dry off and then they begin to fly. Well, I told him I had a cat. I had a cat then. And he said, just put the cocoon somewhere where the cat couldn't get at it, which is impossible. But what can you do? So I put it up on this ledge where the cat never went, and the next morning it was still there at least, so it seemed safe to leave it. Well, anyway, almost a week later, very, very early, this one morning, the guy calls me, and he said, April, do you have a butterfly this morning? So I told him to hold on, and I managed to get up and look, and there on that ledge was a wet spot and a tiny speck of blood, but no butterfly. And I thought, oh, dear God in heaven, the cat got it. So I picked up the phone to tell this guy. And just then, suddenly, I spotted it under the dressing table. It was moving one wing. The cat had got it, but it was still alive. And so I told the guy, and he got so upset. And he said, oh no, oh God, no, don't you see that is a life? That is a living thing. Well, I got dressed and I went to the park and I put it on a rose. It was summer then. And it really seemed like it was going to be all right. I think, anyway. But that man, I really felt damaged by him. Awful. That was just cruel. So I went home and I called him back and I said, listen, I am a living thing too, you Well, I never saw him again.
That reminds me of something that I did to someone once in Miami. I mean, it's not really the same, but in a way. You'll see anyway. I met this girl, a lovely girl at a party one night, and, well, it was just like you and me, April, we just connected. You don't mind my telling you this, do you?
No.
It just came to my mind. Anyway, we just connected in such a beautiful way. Exactly like tonight. Except we couldn't contain ourselves. It was incredible. We were talking and suddenly we realized we just couldn't talk anymore. No sounds came. We stood looking at each other. We were both bathed in perspiration. Our breathing was so short and our legs were trembling. And we just left. We drove to one of those strips there where they have all those motels. And we didn't even say anything. She just sat so close to me. So close. We got inside that room and we started touching. And kissing. And laughing. And holding. And suddenly she said I should go get lots of champagne and some baby oil. And we should get beautifully high and then rub the... Oh, you know. She said she'd be in bed, waiting for me. I rushed out of there, and I drove around looking for a liquor and a drugstore open. And I got all the champagne and the baby oil, and finally I started back to the motel, and I could not find it. I looked for over 3 hours. I never found it. And I never saw her again either.
That is the most extraordinary story I have ever heard. That poor girl. And you drove around for 3 hours?
More. All night I looked for that motel. I mean, all night. With all that oil. And the champagne, and my hands trembling. And the sweat running down my face.
Well, that girl, she never knew. Oh. Well, I don't know what to say or do. That is so sad.
I know. It is. Very.
But Robert, those stories don't follow. I don't see the connection. Unless you must have thought of that poor girl as the wounded butterfly.
Yes, that's it.
Robert, honey, Robert, angel, honey, you know no one wants you to be happy more than I do. No one, but isn't she a little bit, well, you know, face it, no one, why I do better, no one, isn't she a little bit, well, you know, face it, no one,
Look, you're a very special girl, not just overnight. No, you're a very special girl, not because you're bright, not just because you're bright. You're just a very special girl, June. April.
Thank you.
What you thinking?
Barcelona,
Oh,
flight 18.
stay a minute.
I would like to.
So,
Don't be mean.
stay a minute.
I can't.
Yes, you can.
No, I can't.
Where you going?
Barcelona
So you said,
and Madrid.
bon voyage.
On a going.
Good night.
You're angry.
No,
I've got to
right,
report to
go.